How does one convince a fraction to stop being so divisive? Fractions, those numerical entities that dwell in the realm between whole numbers, are often perceived as divisive by nature. With numerators and denominators seemingly pulling in different directions, fractions can pose challenges for learners. However, our journey today involves convincing fractions to set aside their divisive tendencies and embrace unity. In this exploration, we'll employ creative analogies, engaging metaphors, and practical strategies to bridge the divide and encourage fractions to collaborate harmoniously. The divisive nature of fractions. 1. The numerator-denominator divide. At the heart of the fraction's divisiveness lies the relationship between the numerator and denominator. The numerator, representing the part, and the denominator, representing the whole, often appear to have conflicting interests. This perceived tension can lead to confusion and frustration for those trying to navigate the world of fractions. 2. The stigma of division. Adding to the challenge is the term division, embedded in the word fraction. The association with division can inadvertently contribute to the perception that fractions are inherently divisive. To convince fractions to abandon this divisive reputation, we must reimagine their role and emphasize collaboration over division. Reimagining fractions, a metaphorical approach. 3. The fraction family reunion. Picture fractions as members of a family coming together for a reunion. The numerator and denominator, once seen as distant relatives, now gather around a common table. By framing fractions as family members with a shared goal, we can shift the narrative from division to collaboration. 4. The pizza party analogy. Consider a pizza as a metaphor for fractions. The whole pizza represents one unit, and each slice is a fraction of that whole. Instead of focusing on the division of the pizza, emphasize the delightful collaboration of slices to create a complete, delicious pie. This analogy reinforces the idea that fractions can unite to form a cohesive whole. Strategies for unity. 5. Common denominators as mediators. Common denominators can act as mediators, bringing fractions together. Encourage fractions to find common ground by identifying shared denominators. This commonality allows fractions to work together seamlessly, fostering a sense of unity rather than division. 6. Equivalent fractions as allies. Explore equivalent fractions as allies in the quest for unity. By demonstrating that different-looking fractions can represent the same value, learners can see the potential for collaboration. Just as friends with diverse appearances can share common interests, equivalent fractions showcase unity beyond superficial differences. Practical approaches. 7. Hands-on fraction manipulation. Engage learners in hands-on activities that involve physically manipulating fractions. Use visual aids, such as fraction bars or circles, to allow students to see and feel the parts coming together to form a whole. This tactile experience reinforces the idea that fractions, like puzzle pieces, can fit together harmoniously. 8. Real-world applications. Demonstrate the real-world applications of fractions to showcase their collaborative nature. Whether dividing a pizza among friends or sharing resources equally, fractions play a vital role in scenarios that emphasize unity and equitable distribution. By grounding fractions in practical contexts, learners can better appreciate their collaborative potential. Embracing fraction harmony. 9. Fraction choir harmony. Imagine fractions as members of a choir, each contributing a unique note to create a harmonious melody. The numerator and denominator, like different voices in the choir, blend together to form a beautiful composition. This analogy reinforces the idea that fractions, when working in harmony, can create something greater than the sum of their parts. 10. Storytelling for fraction unity. Craft narratives that highlight the journeys of fractions overcoming their divisive tendencies. Create stories where fractions collaborate, share, and work together to achieve common goals. By weaving these tales, learners can connect emotionally with the concept of fractions as cooperative entities. Celebrating fraction cooperation. 11. Fraction Teamwork Awards. Establish a Fraction Teamwork Awards system in the classroom. Recognize and celebrate instances where students successfully combine fractions to achieve a unified outcome. This positive reinforcement encourages a mindset shift from division to collaboration. 12. Fraction Collaborative Projects. Integrate collaborative projects that require students to work together using fractions. Whether it's a cooking activity, a building project, or a mathematical challenge, these projects emphasize the necessity of collaboration and showcase the positive outcomes that result from fractions working in unison. Conclusion. Convincing fractions to stop being so divisive requires a multifaceted approach that combines metaphorical reimagining, practical strategies, and a celebration of cooperative efforts. By reframing the narrative from division to collaboration, introducing creative analogies, and emphasizing real-world applications, learners can develop a more positive and harmonious relationship with fractions. As fractions unite to form wholes, just like family members coming together, slices of pizza forming a complete pie, or voices harmonizing in a choir, the journey from divisiveness to unity becomes an engaging and transformative experience. So, let us embark on this mathematical quest, encouraging fractions to set aside their differences and discover the joy of collaboration in the realm of numbers.